If you were to tell me that Griggle was in a deck that won a match, I wouldn't believe you. Unless I had seen this video, because, folks, Griggle was in a deck that won a match. So, we're no longer Amoeba Gaming. We are only Griggle Gaming, because Griggle is the superior swapping itself over monster. You see, when you gift this monster to your opponent, you gain 3,000 life points. 3,000, that's a lot. That's a lot of life points. And the question is, how do we turn that 3,000 life points into a game-winning strategy? And that's what this video is all about. I went through the entire card pool, I racked my brain, and maybe stole a little bit from some of the comments. Thank you. There are two things to do with Griggle. The first of which is Ancient Leaf. This card is just Pot of Greed if you effectively use Griggle in the first turn of the game and haven't lost any life points. The second way to use Griggle is with Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Ancient Sacred Wyvern gains attack equal to the difference between you and your opponent's life points. And I know that a simpler route would be to make this difference larger by attacking your opponent and dealing damage, but gaining life points is just much funnier. And so our deck building hammer and nails have to come together. We've got to make a deck that can survive and not take any damage, as to not make Ancient Leaf really bad, and a deck that can summon Ancient Sacred Wyvern easily. How can we do this? Well, Morphtronics. Unironically, the answer was Morphtronics. Ancient Sacred Wyvern takes a light tuner, and it just so happens that Morphtronics have a light tuner that special summons a Morphtronic from the hand. Its name is Scopin, because it's a telescope. Scopin. Behold my Griggle deck. This deck is actually insane. It has a lot going on. Can you believe the Griggle deck has a lot going on? First of all, Griggle is a plant. Just lone fire it out of the deck. Second of all, Air Hummingbird is insane. Just better Griggle, and it combos with Ancient Leaf. Ancient Leaf plus Air Hummingbird, it's just Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed with a normal summon. Just Pot of Greed. Kind of Pot of Greed. Anyway, and then we've got the Morphtronics, which I've never played with before, but they are really fun and kind of insane. They kind of operate like a modern Yu-Gi-Oh archetype. I mean, Celophon is just insane. It can just summon all of your guys out of the deck for free. It seems very ridiculous, and it is ridiculous when you pair it with 3 Threatening Roar and 3 Waboku. If Celophon can have a second turn, you could just special summon out more monsters. Also, these traps work perfectly with your game plan because you can't normal summon a Griggle and swap it over and summon an Ancient Sacred Wyvern with your 1-card Scopin combo in the same turn. You need to do it over multiple turns, so these battle-stopping traps are perfect. They give you just more time to set up, and they can hopefully stall out the game until you can swap over a Griggle, make an Ancient Sacred Wyvern with over 10,000 attack, and just attack for game. What will happen? Will we Griggle game, or will we Griggle pain? That is not the catchphrase of this episode. That is not the catchphrase. Griggle pain? Griggle game or Griggle pain? I'm in Griggle pain right now. Let's get into the duels. Oh my god. Hello and welcome to Griggle Gaming. It is official. Griggle is broken, and there he is just on time. As you can see, we've opened full combo. Full combo as in drawing Air Hummingbird. We're going to normal summon that Air Hummingbird. Also, shout out to my opponent. My opponent was so nice. They loved the channel, and they wanted me to shout out Carpath because they had borrowed some Carpathian ideas. So shout out to Carpath, shout out to my opponent. They were so nice, and let's get into some Griggle gaming. We have now gained 2,500 life points. We're sitting at a clean 10,500. They're going to set a monster and pass. This is insane because Air Hummingbird is a once per turn
5,000 life points from one card. This card is just better than Griggle. Speaking of Griggle, we can normal summon the Griggle, activate Mystic Box, destroy their hamster, and gain 3,000 in the process. We now have 16,000 life points. We have doubled our life points. We can clear our own Griggle with this air hummingbird, set a back row, and pass our turn. My opponent is going to special summon out this Exodius, hence the Carpathian ideology. Attack into our monster, takes 800, but also gets to summon out a wolf, which will clear our air hummingbird after we draw a card. They're going to set a back row and pass, and we draw a Lone Fire Blossom. We're going to activate this Heavy Storm, normal summon the Lone Fire, get out a plant from the deck. Do you know what monster is a plant? Exactly, Griggle. We summon out the Griggle straight from the deck. We're then going to activate this Mystic Box to destroy the wolf and gift him the Griggle. We are now at 17,700 life points, which is the most I have ever personally had in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. They're going to normal summon an Honest, attack us with the Griggle and with the Honest. We will take that 1,500 any day of the week, or 1,450. I mean, we just gained 3,000. That's fine. And we draw a Waboku. We're going to normal summon this Selphon. We hit a 6, which is insane, because all we need is a level 4, and there's a level 4 Morphronic. We're going to summon that out, set this Waboku, and pass our turn. My opponent draws for turn. They're going to go into the battle phase and clear our Selphon. Just kidding, we have the Waboku. But importantly, they try to attack, so now this Griggle is in attack position. And they set a monster and pass, and now we can win the game. We're going to normal summon the Tuner Morphronic. We summon out the Ancient Sacred Wyvern, and this card gains attack equal to the difference in life points. And we have a 9,500 life point difference. So the 2,100 attack Ancient Sacred Wyvern goes up to 11,600 attack, and we are Griggle gaming. Thankfully, Griggle, we just Griggle game. How did that? This was exactly how I thought it up in my head, and then just this game was like domino pieces falling all together perfectly. How did that just happen? Now it is time for game number 2. Surely we cannot Griggle game twice in a row. This opening hand looks okay. As you can tell, we have no way to trigger the Ancient Leaf, but hopefully we can get to one. They're going to set a back row and pass, and we draw a creature swap. That's fine. We're just going to normal summon this Selphon. We probably should have MST'd first, but hey, we're Griggle gaming. We hit a 2 and a Selphon off the top. Are you kidding me? We're going to summon that out. Use Selphon again, because this card is not once per turn, and we hit a 6. Are you kidding? And we hit a Selphon and a Scopin, but the Scopin is just too insane here not to get. We don't know how lucky we're going to get on that third Selphon. Unfortunately for me, we waited until now to MSC the back row, and it is a Book of Moon. Should have done that earlier, but that's fine. We're going to set a back row and pass. They're going to set a back row and pass to us, and now we're going to Selphon again, and we hit another 6. That's like the 4th 6. What is happening? However, we miss. We completely whiff with 6 cards. That's fine. We have a second one. We're going to use the second Selphon. We hit a 5, so we're just getting insanely lucky. We get a 4-starred monster, and then we can put all those cards back. And I just feel like getting in some damage, so I'm just going to go into the battle phase. We attack for 900 because this Radion is making this guy gain 800 attack damage, and then he drops a Dragodia, which is a slight problem. I probably could have played this differently, but we're just going to creature swap him our Selphon and then pass. And I ask my opponent if they have any Morphronics in their deck, but I do not think they do. They also MST our Waboku, but we are going to chain it. They mill a wolf. They're going to roll for the Selphon just for fun. They didn't have any Morphronics. They're then going to tribute summon a Caius. They banish our Scopin, summon Exodius from their hand, shuffling their monsters back into the deck. And then they go into the battle phase. They will summon out a wolf with this Exodius, and they will take some damage. They will activate Econ, steal our monster, but I believe they have forgotten that we activated the Waboku. And that is pretty good for us. So they're just going to pass their turn. We get to get this Morphtronic back in the end phase and get another round of Celophon shenanigans. So we are going to draw for turn, and it's the best card in our deck, the Lone Fire Blossom. We're going to summon that Lone Fire, get out the Griggle straight from the deck, and then we're going to activate Celophon, and we hit a 1, and we don't get lucky. That's fine. We're going to activate Creature Swap, gifting this Griggle. They give us a Wolf, and then we can activate Ancient Leaf because we have 11,000 life points. We draw 2 new cards. We're going to go into the battle phase, clear this Wolf, and then we're going to clear the Griggle, and then in main phase 2, we can activate Creature Swap, gifting them this Celophon, and then we just pass our turn. We are in a very good spot. My opponent gets to look at the top 4 cards of their deck, but I don't know what help that can do. They're going to banish Arceus, go into the battle phase, and they decide to not clear our Morphtronic to get in an extra 1,000 damage. This Mystic Box is just absolutely insane because we have the Scope-In combo. We're going to normal summon the Scope-In, summon out another Morphtronic, and this is just Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Let's go. And because of the slight difference in our life points, he is up to 4,450 attack points. We can attack over the Caius and then attack again, and he gets even bigger, and then we just pray. My opponent's just going to set a monster and pass, and this Mystic Box is going to seal up the game because we can just gift the monster. I can't believe that worked. Oh my god. I can't believe that. How did that work? How on earth did that work? Oh my god.
Why do Griggle and Morphtronics work together? How is this possible? How is Griggle in a deck that actually does something? I cannot believe. I'm so happy about this episode. Let's talk about the deck. Griggle is a card that looks unplayable in every way. It has a terrible effect that is conditional, and he looks like a freak. So everything's going wrong for him, and for some reason, he can do something that kind of contributes to what constitutes a game plan. So, I mean, not only is Griggle, like, why are these Amoeba Griggle cards, like, becoming my new favorite cards? Like, why do they lead to the most ridiculous decks I've ever seen? Although, I did get very lucky, and after I got that game, I refused to play anymore because I knew I would get extremely sad at how the deck was performing. So in my mind, it is just that game, and Griggle is insane, and it's going to be competitive. So we're putting it... I'm sorry about that. I'm coming back to reality. I briefly was lost, but now I have been found again. Griggle is not the best deck. It probably should be in small possibility, but god dang it, it's fun and cheesy. I had so much fun. I love this deck. I am addicted to swapping my opponent bad cards, and I can't get enough. I don't think I've ever seen another deck besides like Infinite Loops that actually use life point gain on purpose. So if this is a game mechanic that you've wanted to explore, check it out. Check Griggle out. I cannot believe I'm telling people to check Griggle out, but we all knew he was the better out of the two. Amoeba is dead to me. Griggle is reborn, and maybe next week I will make a deck that does not have 3 creature swaps, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do a Griggle revisit. I don't know. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching some powerful Curse Tech content. You know, until I made this video, I was just laying awake at night, just dreaming of Griggle and worrying that I'm gonna let him down, but at least I can rest easy now knowing that at the end of the day, a deck that used Griggle won a match. See you guys next time.